decided that we design the solution that suits us. And that solution is that everything we do, since they make our country and our land very uncomfortable for us, we will bring our freedom from diaspora. And that's what we're doing today. So the enabling environment that was not created for us in Biafra land, the different countries where we reside have created an environment, and we are struggling to bring this kind of system back to our people for them to live like human beings. So we will always outsmart the terrorist state of Nigeria.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our prime minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this platform. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share this program. And remember, this platform where you are watching this program is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform that stands with the United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the control of Deputy Prime Minister COS Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, we bring information from the right source, the United States of Biafra, the government of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama to like and share. Information is power. Remember, our Prime Minister encouraged us to engage in radical evangelism. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us to carry everybody along. In doing that, you must help us to share this video. Like and share to family and friends and to every platform where you belong. This information is important.
We'll dive into the powerful call from the Clean Environmental Foundation for a state pardon for the late Ken Saro-Wiwa and the other Ogoni leaders, and the demand for an apology from General Yakubu Gowon for his role in the Nigerian Civil War. Stay tuned as we break down the historical context, the calls for justice, and the implications of these powerful discussions with our team of experts, analysts, definitely serving you the hottest and, of course, the best of information. All right, this is a conversation you won't want to miss. And don't forget to subscribe and, of course, hit the notification bell so you never get to miss an episode of The Issues. All right, welcome back. Let's now dive straight into today's discussion. All right, let's start off with the Clean Environmental Foundation. CEF has asked President Bola Tinubu to grant a state pardon to the late Ken Saro-Wiwa and other Ogoni leaders for the victims' families and the establishment of a national monument in Saro-Wiwa's honor, describing his execution as a judicial murder and calling for justice for the marginalized Ogoni people. Saro-Wiwa, a prominent activist against environmental degradation in Ogoni land, was executed in 1995 alongside 8 others after a controversial military tribunal trial. His effort brought international attention to the severe pollution caused by oil companies, particularly Shell, and the Niger Delta leading to global condemnation and Nigerian suspension from the Commonwealth. In their statement, CEF emphasized the need for the government to rebuild trust with the Ogoni community, asserting that restoring justice is more important than resuming oil exploration in the region. They highlighted the ongoing environmental devastation in Ogoni land and criticized the slow progress in remediation efforts despite recommendations from the United Nations Environment Programme. All right, today I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests. Here in the studio, we have Mr. Peter Anosike. Mr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And of course, also joining us virtually is Mr. Andrew Ajayi, a public affairs analyst and social commentator and a lead advocate for Foundation for Character, Reformation, and Integration in Nigeria. You understand? He's not here with us, but definitely we'll get to have him as the show progresses. So definitely we're flying solo at the moment with Mr. Anosike. Okay, Mr. Anosike, why has it taken so long for the Nigerian government to acknowledge the injustice of Ken Saro-Wiwa's execution and address the ongoing environmental devastation in Ogoni land?
Well, for me, I don't really know. The case has not been reviewed to know whether it was injustice or not, because they were accused of murder. They were accused of murder. Saro-Wiwa's men allegedly got some people, called them vultures, and killed them. Understand me? Which the government then of Sani Abacha was not happy. So they were tried and executed for murder. So what people should be asking is for a review of that case. This is what people should be asking for a review of that case, whether they committed the offense for what they were tried and executed, because murder is a tooth for that, or the penalty for murder is murder. So what they should be asking is for a review of that case to know whether there were justice or injustice. So that is what I would say that's on that issue. So it's not because Babangida came up with a book that will begin to reverse everything. It doesn't happen that way.
All right. Do you believe that granting a state pardon for Saro-Wiwa and all the executed Ogoni leaders would genuinely rebuild trust with the Ogoni people, or is it just a symbolic gesture?
I said they must review that case, first of all.
Okay. What about the calls for pardon for him?
They must review that case to decide whether he deserves to be pardoned or not. Because Saro-Wiwa himself was not a saint.
Make me understand. Make me understand why you believe he was not a saint.
One, to start with, Saro-Wiwa was the person that showed northern Nigerian army how to penetrate the eastern part of the country.
Okay. Remember, he was part of the federal forces during the Civil War.
Understand me?
Okay.
Because of that, he was rewarded with a commissioner at the age of 27.
Okay.
When River State was created. So for me, Saro-Wiwa was a saboteur. Understand me? For me, understand me?
That was during Abacha's regime in 1995.
Sure.
Okay.
So Saro-Wiwa was tried and his people, they called them the Ogoni 9. Understand me? So they were tried for murder and found guilty. And the penalty for that is execution, because it was under the army. So the issue is that, so what I'm saying is that they should revisit that case and not calling that he should be granted the state pardon. They should revisit that case. If he was unjustly tried and executed, then he should be forgiven and granted the pardon. Due process must be followed in anything in this country. Saboutuers has a relationship with Mohammed Sani Abacha. Even upon he never believed that Abacha would be at the head of state and he would be executed.
What was his issues with General Sani Abacha at the time, or before then? What was the history that he shared with Abacha for Abacha's government to go as far as executing him?
I say when Abacha was in Rivers State in the early 70s, Saboutuers has a relationship with Abacha, because as Saboutuers became a commissioner at 27.
Okay.
So, and he's very vocal. So people know him. And that Abacha was one of his friends. Understand me? Understand? Because he worked for the Nigerian army against against Eastern Nigeria then. And he was rewarded with a commissioner. So he thought that he had done good for the Nigeria military. The reason why he did not believe that Nigerian military, the people that he worked for, would execute him. Understand me? Even when he was being executed, his father made a statement so that his son wasted all his years working for his enemies, being the Nigerian army.
Okay, due to his relationship with the Nigerian army, do you believe that maybe Saboutuers went wild in his activism, and that would have maybe infuriated those in the army, most especially General Sani Abacha at the time?
I say he was tried, he and his group were tried over murder and found guilty. But he had thought that Abacha would save him.
Okay.
Understand?
Due to his relationship.
Due to his relationship. But this is Abacha in 1970 was see Abacha in 1996.
Okay,
so this is what he should have asked him. So he has confidence that, mind you, some time ago, one man from the north said that said that the oil wells in the Niger Delta belong to them. Understand me? So they have this sense of entitlement. We delivered the people from the River State from Biafra. And because of it, whatever is in River State belongs to them. Understand? So, and Saboutuers helped to make this thing possible.
I also remember that in 2009, Shell paid out $15.5 million in an out-of-court settlement intended to resolve a lawsuit brought against it in 1996 on behalf of the members of the Saboutuers family and others. And taking a look at this out-of-court settlement,
Saboutuers from the Mossop. Understand me? Mossop, yes. Understand me? So
Mossop meaning?
That's a movement for the survival of Ogoni people.
Okay, Mossop. Okay.
Understand me? So that was the umbrella that he was using for his agitation for better life, because one, in Ogoni, they are suffering from environmental degradation, gas, flaring. Then they cannot drink water, they cannot farm, oil spillage, which is a genuine cause.
Definitely.
but you have no right to kill anybody.
In trying to prove.
It is only a court of competent jurisdiction that can find somebody guilty, understand me, and sentence to death, not an individual. So that's where they erred.
Okay. Are you saying that Saruwa was complicit in the murders of the death of the 4 Ogoni chiefs?
That's what I'm saying. They should call for the review of the case to know whether he went overboard. But I know that he was bubbling with confidence because, becoming a commissioner at 27, understand me, then having a relationship with the powers that be of the day, the Motana and Mohammeds, the Wushishis, the Babangidas, understand me, the Abachas, and so on and so forth.
Okay, if there's call.
But they betrayed him at the end of the day.
Okay, if there's call that he should be granted pardon.
No, they should review all the case first of all.
Why should they review the case if there's nothing wrong with the case?
To know whether the trial, whether due process was followed in finding him guilty.
Would there be a need for a call to revisit that case if that case was actually fairly done in terms of deciding whether he was guilty or not? Because if you take a look at it, we all know how the military works in terms of their tribunal, military juntas, and so on and so forth. So can they authoritatively say, okay, let's just look at the military. They made a big decision and there's no need to review it. But even if they review it and find out that he was not guilty, what next?
Then if they review and find out that he's not guilty, that's when they will now be making some demands.
Okay.
Understand me? Demands. One, he cannot come back again.
To life.
But he has a cause that he is pursuing. Then there's also need for compensation, and so on and so forth. Just like somebody was saying that Abionda should be recognized as a former president, which is a good one.
Okay.
Because it has been proven that he won the election. Understand me?
Okay.
So if the case is revisited and it was found that justice was not followed, then they can now find a way of compensating him and the Ogoni people.
All right, talking about Ogoni, they've been stop of oil exploration in Ogoni land, most especially after the killing of Sarowiwa, and the government has been making plans to return back to exploration in Ogoni land. Given the slow process in environmental remediation efforts in Ogoni land, do you think the Nigerian government is genuinely committed to addressing the environmental crisis caused by oil companies like Shell?
This is part of the conditions that are given to the oil companies that are doing that. Understand me? As you are excavating, you should also be managing and maintaining the soil. It's part of the condition. But because of corruption, understand me? And in River State, these oil companies give money to the traditional rulers, which may not be going around and so on and so forth. Understand me? So assuming that it is a well-run state, those maintaining where you are doing that is part of the conditions. That's what happens in the other countries of the world. Understand me? That is what is happening in the other parts of the world. Shell should have been doing that long time ago. And whether or they are giving money for it and it's been siphoned is another thing.
All right, the Tinubu government is prioritizing going back to exploration in Ogoni land over making sure that justice is given to the people of Ogoni land. Do you think that makes the government more interested in the oil than justice for the people of Ogoni land?
No, one, where there's no justice, there will not be peace. Where there's no justice, there will not be peace. Those people are going through a lot of things. Understand me? They have fish, they cannot drink water, they can understand me, they cannot fish. They have land, they cannot farm. Understand me? So they need the adequate compensation. Understand? And this is one thing that even this new tax regime that Tinubu that is pushing can even that address. Understand me? Since source of where something is coming from is given a 60%. Understand? They can use some of this in addressing the environmental and human challenges being encountered that in those areas. So for me, the Tinubu government should show human face. Understand? When it comes to the people there.
Okay. Anyway, the government of Tinubu has promised that they were going to review and, of course, honor the memory of Ken Sarua since he came into power, and he has been making moves to make sure that exploration returns back to the Ogoni land. But some are also questioning the motive, whether it's born out of a genuine process or just because they want to increase, talking about the quota of oil exploration in Nigeria according to meet OPEC standard, or just because they want to help the Ogoni people to make sure that while exploring, the people of Ogoni are given justice.
One, for me, Ogoni people, like most other parts of Nigeria, need help. They need both local and international help. Shell has made a lot of money from there. Understand? So some of this money is supposed to be used in the development of the area, because it is money from Ogoni and the other riverine areas that they use in making Abuja and Lagos what it is. So the hen that is laying these golden eggs need to be appreciated and rewarded.
Okay, let's go back to the next conversation, where Nigerian Senator Victor Ume, representing Anambra Central, has called for former military head of state General Yakubu Gowon to apologize to the Igbo people and document his role in the Nigerian Civil War. Ume emphasized that Gowon should provide a detailed account of the war, especially in light of former military ruler Ibrahim Babangida's recent statement clarifying that the 1966 coup was not led by the Igbos. And Ume criticized Gowon for avoiding discussions on his responsibility during the war, and also him to acknowledge the negative impact his actions had on the Igbo people, including the associated massacres. He believes that Gowon owes the Igbo community a clear apology for his handling of the conflict. The senator also stressed the importance of national reconciliation, arguing that Igbos have been treated with contempt by successive administrations. He called for a change in the government's attitude toward the Igbo people, advocating for their equal treatment and full reintegration into Nigerian society. Right. The Igbos have not been equally treated, or they've not been integrated into the Nigerian society. Do you agree with Senator Ume on this advocacy to reintegrate the Igbo people into the Nigerian society?
Well, up to today, Igbos are still treated as prisoners of war. Understand me? Up to today, Igbos are still being treated as people who were captured in war, who were defeated in war. A typical example: why is it it's only Southeast has 5 states, why every other one has 6? Understand me? And even Northwest have 7. Why? So this is at the end of the war, Gowon came out with what he called his 3 R. Understand me? Reconciliation, rehabilitation, and so on and so forth, which was just mere words with no action. Igbos, we are never, understand, has never been fully accepted back into the country. 90% of the projects that you are seeing in the Southeast are self-effort. So Igbos have been surviving through self-help.
What about the 3rd million bridge? Talking about the Nature Bridge and the other bridges that was recently commissioned.
Example.
Yeah, by the 2nd Niger Bridge.
So for 60 years, it is the bridge that.
What about other development the federal government has cited?
Example.
Yeah, I've just cited it.
Go to every
bridge.
part of the country. Southeast has the least federal presence. Southeast has the least federal presence. Go and take federal road in the Southeast and the federal road in the other parts of the country. A typical example, in this 2025 budget, there's no any project in the budget for the Southeast.
That's why they created the Southeast Development Commission by the Tinubu administration. Yes, at least to address all of those anomalies.
But why did they put projects in other geopolitical zones except Southeast?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to call the Tinubu ministers to explain.
So for me, one thing that is going for the Igbos is that they are in charge of commerce, and you can never defeat people who are in charge of commerce. Understand me? That's one thing that is going for the Igbos, because you cannot drink your oil. Understand me? You cannot drink your oil. You cannot, understand, whatever money that you are making, you must still spend it on commerce. And that's where Igbos are waiting for you. Go to Abuja, embezzle all the money there. Igbos are waiting for you in the market. You are coming there to spend it. Adolf Hitler tried it many years ago. He couldn't defeat the Jews. And Igbos are the African Jews. But that the federal government has not recognized or integrated the Igbos is also one of the reasons why we are not moving forward. Understand me? That is the reason why we are not moving forward. And we cannot move forward unless Igbos are being carried along in the scheme of things in the country. And truly, I'm not even begging them. Because if you hold somebody that's on the distant ground, you are also there.
All right. Funny enough, I've tried to look at the projects that have been done in the Southeast, and